Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Thursday, January 15th. Hope everybody had a great day yesterday. So far, hopefully off to a good start this morning. Did have a few setups from yesterday's stream. We did have a signal hit last night. Let's see if I can pull it up here. So we had a let's see where it's at. This guy. We had our NQ trade set up, taking a short here at the 25,844. This is where it went to TP1 and TP2 after a good amount of drawdown, but right off the initial reaction, we were able to get TP1 very quickly, and then we missed TP2 on the initial tap in. Probably by a point or two, but still a nice trade there. Did not take this maybe about 5 minutes before I got on the charts this morning. I think this hit at around 6 a.m. And then the ES trade that we had a setup put out on screen. Kind of a tricky one here, just because we had two possible entries. You would have either gotten a footprint confirmation or hopefully a candle confirmation on the lower time frame. That only went for TP1, and then after that kind of blew through all of the levels into the stop at the 69.91. That was a quick update on that. Some areas that I'm looking at on the NQ, are pretty far away right now, but got an area here, not well defined like this one down here, but we've got an area that we're going to see a reaction to between the 747 and the 734, so about a 4-point level here, 4-point buffer. So what I would be looking at is either on the lower time frame a good candle confirmation for you, or better yet would be a footprint confirmation, which is my entry method into my NQ trades. So this is an area that I'm going to be actively looking in. And then we've got a setup down here at the 25,655, targeting the 661 and then the 666 with a stop at the 642. Again, a situation where, smaller target on TP1 just because that's what I can see. But we should definitely get a reaction here at the 25,655. And then on the ES, we've got a little bit of a decent setup at the 69.78 and a quarter, targeting the 69.83, which seems like a pretty big target, but that is what I see. I'll see if I can refine this target here just a little bit, but for right now, that's what I see. With a stop at the 69.74. My biggest issue that I've already kind of went over in depth with my signal members here this morning was you've got a 5-minute level right here at the 69.75. You've got another 5-minute level here at the 69.70. You also, if you switch it over to the 15-minute chart, you've got a 15-minute level that's smack in between both of these areas right here. So when I have scenarios where I've got two unbalanced volume areas sandwiched so close to each other, for me, this automatically does not go into my A+ setup that I'm looking at. This kind of falls down to like a B setup. Now, what you can do to increase your edge and to increase the setup would be, again, to wait for a footprint confirmation. Obviously, I switch over to the footprint chart that I show you guys here on YouTube. The lag now on YouTube, I think we've reduced it down to about I would say on average 3 to 5 seconds. So the lag is pretty good. On my signal service, it's less than 2 seconds, the lag, which is I'm pretty happy about. So either a candle confirmation on either the 30-second or the 1 minute, or a footprint confirmation, which is what I would prefer. And what I would say is, my entry method into what this trade would look like. As far as gold, mapped out a setup here early for the signal members. kind of an area that I was just kind of looking at to see what kind of reaction we'd get. The reaction was pretty much perfect, spot on for the TP levels of 1, 2 that I had mapped out, but did not take that trade. Was actually giving some... I had a good question from one of my Signal members that I was kind of answering there. And it was mainly an area that I just kind of wanted to see how it would react to. So gold does have another little pocket here that is currently left unbalanced. Just gonna put a line here just so we can kind of see where these numbers are at. Again, unfortunately, not A plus here on this one. Kind of have two areas here that I would be looking at. So again, this would be another scenario here where I would have to get a decent footprint confirmation. Some targets here right now, even though I'd rather do targets a little closer to when price action gets. Here's definitely one that I see at the 46.02. So we'll kind of monitor that one. Let's take a look at the NQ. Let's get back into here. And we'll kind of see what how price action develops here this morning. Morning, Trader Randy. Morning, Coach Cleats. Morning, Steve. Nordic, good morning. Amar, good morning. What else we got here? Keith, good morning. Michael, good morning. Carrie, good morning. Rob, John, good morning. Just a reminder here that morning AP. Just a reminder here that tonight, I should say, at 7 p.m. is our members Q&A session. Typically goes about an hour and a half from the last 2 months that we've been doing it. Great place for people that still have questions on the strategy, finding TPs, stop loss areas, mapping out your levels, unbalanced area zones that I'm constantly shading out on the screen. So might not be one-on-one, but it's pretty damn one-on-one because we address pretty much every question that we get, and we just talk shop too as well. So it's I think the members have valued that. So if you want to be a part of that, there is a member VIP stream that you can join. I think it's like $6.99, $6.99 per month. It's called $7. We pretty much just had U.S. Initial jobless claims here this morning at 7:30. We do have a few Fed speakers throughout the morning that we'll be talking. And I'm not sure. I don't think they announced. Is there a tentative date for the Supreme? Sorry about that. For the Supreme Court tariffs ruling. I didn't see that on my financial juice anywhere. Awesome. Yeah, Nordic. I don't know if you were. So I had it. I had a channel for the designated news. It was a feed that I was getting in from Financial Juice, and I did spend a good hour to 2 hours trying to get their. They have an easy service that you can integrate with Discord. Of course, now with Discord, but they have something that is pretty complex. You know, there's a few things that I really wanted to do. One was I wanted a dedicated news service for headlines. And number two, what I thought would be really cool, and I think I could do it, I just need some time to really get this implemented. It's one of my loftier goals. The first goal was getting my audio crystal clear on the Signal live stream, which it is now. But one thing I was thinking would be really cool is TradingView has an integration for alerts that will send an email out when my target, or I should say one of my signals, it's approaching the signal. Let's say I set like a 10-point buffer before the signal hits. It would then send an alert. And I wanted that to be like an AP feed or API feed into my Signal service where, you know, the members could then get an alert. Hey, you know, the signal's about 10 points away. I feel like it's possible to get that done. You know, it's just going to take a little bit more effort. But Financial Juice, to getting the news in, I had tech support look at every single possible solution, and they said it's not possible. So I ended up deleting that channel from the Signal group because the integration, it works really well with Discord, but Financial Juice has not made another type of integration that I could use, like Zapier or some of those third-party apps that kind of make things work for other portals and sites. So long-winded explanation as to why I can't, but I have tried because I think that would be cool as shit. So again, a few areas that I'm interested in on the NQ. First one would be at the 25,747. This is more of definitely a B setup. This would require me to have a footprint or a candle confirmation, depending on what you have available to you. This would be an area that I would definitely be interested in. There's about a 3-point buffer here for entry, and I would be taking a look at, taking along here again if I get some kind of a good footprint confirmation. And then we've got a level here at the 25,655 targeting the 25,661. TP2 at the 25,666 with a stop at the 25,642. ES, let's get this guy ready. ES, again, I think I gave you guys this explanation already. We got two unbalanced areas, pretty sandwiched close together. Got a 5-minute level down here, broke structure. Got a 5-minute level here, broke structure. This one broke a little bit bigger structure, but this one also kind of tapped back into volume here. So again, more of a B looking setup right here, right now. That's why it's not one of my A+ setups. And mainly because you can definitely run into a situation like this where we get the initial reaction and then the market takes a sweep at what it really wants to unbalance just to see the move happen. So for me, I'd rather position myself with a good footprint confirmation. And even if I get it somewhere down here or even here, I know I've got a 15-minute level right here. I got a 5-minute level right here, and I got a 5-minute level right here. So I know I'm pretty protected here in general. So, maybe a little bit bigger stop, but I'm okay with that. Looks like the market's making a little bit of a run here. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Morning, Nate. I'll be right back. Reminder, tomorrow, live on stream, I will be giving away one of my volume trading master classes. So I'll be giving that away tomorrow, Friday. All right, so Robert Bolin says no date yet set for Supreme Court tariff announcement. I didn't see that on Financial Juice either. See what gold's doing. Gold made a little push. Nothing super exciting. I could want to run this high up here. Let's see. See if anything looks super inviting. So this is unbalanced. And then the high's unbalanced. I'm not interested in that. I don't like the volume profile there. I don't like that at all. This would have been the only area that I couldn't see them having a reaction to. It looks like it did. Morning, Flight 13. Let's see what kind of footprint they gave on that one. Nothing yet there. So Nordic on NinjaTrader, they offer a they do offer a volume profile. The one I use is a composite volume profile. I use from a vendor called ChartSpots, which I think is a lot cleaner than the NinjaTrader one. And the cost was so low; it was about $69 for a lifetime license, and you get two weeks free to just try it out. That's chartspots.com. Tomorrow streams every day. My streams live to everyone on YouTube. 8:30 to 10 Central Time. My Signal members, we go on pre-stream and then post-stream, and then while we're streaming, I've got a live trading room in the portal. Let's see if we can get some movement here. Meanwhile, I think I'm gonna go refresh my coffee. All right, I'm back. Morning, Arshak. Let's see, hopefully the market wants to retest some of these unbalanced areas down below. That would make logical sense to me. Let's see what level 2 is telling me here. 25,900s, obviously. It's got some liquidity. No surprise there. $25,800s could be an area that they get interested in here. Psychological number, good amount of volume stacked up there. Gold's just kind of going sideways here. Yeah, so I do get a lot of questions on my volume profile. So this is the company that I use, which is chartspots.com. If you go into indicators for NinjaTrader 8, they've got this is the one I use, composite volume profile. I'm sorry, it's $59. I think I said 69. And they give you a 2-week trial period to use it as well. It's really nice because I like the anchoring of it. Obviously, you can anchor left, right, doesn't matter. You could do multiples. You could have a daily on the left, larger time frame on the right. It's just, to me, looks a lot cleaner. It's a lot more scalable on your charts than the NinjaTrader version, in my opinion. But again, you have to pay for that, I guess, for that visual look to it. You don't have to use this. I mean, obviously, TradingView's got a anchored volume profile. Only problem with TradingView is it doesn't really give you any tick data there. But depending on your time frame, it could get the job done too. Ooh, that's hot. Got about 25 minutes for initial balance to be set here on the market. See if we get a push here on the NQ. Taking a look at gold right now. Nothing happening much on the ES. And Q just kind of swept the low there. Doing what NQ does. Damn, AP, we got a coder in the house. AP says he can code a volume profile for anyone here free of cost. Nice. What else can you do, my man? I'm already intrigued. Alright, not much there. Gold. Yeah, let's see if NQ. They're going to try to push for this 25,800. So what's everybody's prediction in for the market today? Are we gonna go? Are we predicting higher or lower? I don't know. To me, it looks like there's good amount of liquidity sitting below us. We've had a pretty strong uptrend already here early this morning, starting at about midnight. The market just doesn't look super poised for very, very big moves, so it kind of looks like it's just in a basic auction theory mode right now. I could see it trying to grab liquidity to the downside first, maybe show another move. Eric has got a question. Arshak, I promise you, not today, tomorrow. I will have it all up by tomorrow. My evening is completely freed up tomorrow, so I will get all of the stats for the trades in oil, gold, and the 15-minute Rob reversal. Promise on that one. No problem. Erica, do you also have a live stream video for the Signal service? Yeah, so in my Signal service portal, we do have a live trading room. So we start prior to YouTube, and then after YouTube, we go for about 45 minutes afterwards. We go over all of our setups, anything that we took today, any possible trades that, you know, that are still in the horizon or that have shown up after the YouTube stream. So I guess a long-winded version of, yes, there's extended live trading on the Signal portals, on the Signal service. You have to set it on the data series. BLB. So tonight's 7 p.m. Q&A, which again goes for about an hour and a half, is available for all my Signal members. So they would view it in the portal. And then if you are a Stream VIP member on YouTube, which is $7 a month, you will see that you will have access to that Q&A session tonight at 7 p.m. And it's one way to support the channel. Shameless plug. BLB, hopefully I answered your question there on the volume profile. Anyone else having mobile trading view errors? I haven't used the mobile trading view in a while. Sounds good. I see it's overlapping, not sure why. I think in YouTube it will be okay. Amar, the best place for you to watch the members only Q&A is going to be right here, right on this portal service that you're watching me on right now. Just join 7 p.m. Central Time. Come on, markets, do something for us here. 15 minutes for initial balance to be set, which is probably not going to be the biggest range here. 100 points, maybe? A little bit more, maybe? Maybe 110 points. I think yesterday's initial range was around 260 points. Very good indicators of what you're kind of sitting in. We're obviously in a very fair value area of the market. Well, this market's ugly. Yeah, not sure how to correct that on the recorded streams. I am in speaker mode. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. I'll find out. Absolutely, Steve. Just send me an email. Let me know if you need my email address. I'll put it in here anyways. You know, for those of you, I don't need to look at the Signals members group, but for those of you on YouTube, let's just do a lag check here, just so I can kind of see the timing of the lag here on YouTube. So let me just do Chicago time. All right, so it is currently 9:21, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can also look at the bar counter here if you want to kind of do a reference as to what the lag here is on YouTube. But would like to get some feedback. Yesterday's average was in that like 5 to 10 second range. You're about 10 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. All right. So obviously a lot better than a minute that it was prior to the last couple of days. 6-second lag. I'm in San Francisco. All right, cool. And there's one more notch that I can go down. I'm just very hesitant on doing it. Could probably reduce the lag even a little bit more, but I don't want to sacrifice quality of the... Because ultimately, you guys need to see shit on my screen as well. But that's good. So the lag in the portal is about 1 to 2 seconds. I mean, they answer my questions faster than I can even speak them sometimes. If I get down on 10 to 10 seconds on YouTube, I think I'm pretty happy with that. See, slight improvements over time. Try not to do anything drastic at one time. Now, I wouldn't mind the market doing something drastic. That would be pretty nice right now. All right, yeah, and Robert Boland just confirmed that the lag on the Signal portal service is 1 to 2 seconds, which I kind of already knew because sometimes you guys answer questions before I can even finish my sentence. What do we got on the news horizons tomorrow? So we got U.S. industrial production at 8:15 Central Time tomorrow. We got Fed's Collins speaking at 9:50, and then Bowman speaking at 10. Fed's Jefferson speaking at 2:30. All right, nothing super crazy tomorrow. Oh, I just saw that the Supreme Court opinion got added to January 20th. So January 20th is next Tuesday. Granted, it's already been delayed twice, so I don't necessarily know. But you guys could have, if you guys were, on the charts that morning when they announced that they weren't going to give us an opinion, that it was being delayed, the market had a complete spike. And those are the such scenarios where you can have the perfect setup, you can think all your things align perfectly, and the market just has something completely different off of a simple headline. So my advice on those scenarios is, if you take a stop, or even if you take profit, if it worked in your favor, it works against you, just make sure you log that. Log it that, the setup worked or it didn't work, but at the same time there was a headline that came out, and the market had because my bookmap almost couldn't even keep up during that big move. I mean, it could keep up, but it was just, my PC fan was blowing up. You could tell there was a lot of volatility in the markets. I always say my fan, which is, I've got this insane fan system on my PC, but when my fans start blowing, it's like a volatility index. It's like a fear index built into my computer. I already know if I look up at Bookmap or volume level 2 that it should be going nutty, and it always is. So even though this was a decent size 1 minute candle for the NQ, I mean, you're just still pretty much sitting in the middle of the range. It has not shown any true intentions here yet. If you guys haven't, I would always appreciate a like on the stream. It means a lot to me. Maybe if we all think we can all will the markets to give us at least an 80-point move, I would be happy with right now. I don't really give a shit in which direction. To me, the downside has a little bit more auction plays for the market, but Let's see what the poly markets are saying about the Supreme Court opinion. Thirty-two percent chance that the Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump's tariffs. I don't know. I think I'd be on the opposite side of that bet. Here's what the poly markets are saying. Interesting. $3 million in volume and bets. Great little site, man. Great little idea. Super easy. You could bet on anything. That's cool. So AP in the chat said, I must say that I didn't know the power of the volume profile until I started watching your live stream, Rob. Thanks for the tips. You got it, bud. You know, it's definitely been an evolution of my trading. I mean, I started off as a discretionary trader and I was absolutely terrible at it. I mean, I've stated this multiple times that, you know, I was just like I was feeding at that time. I had TradeStation. I had a Tasty Trade. I had a Tasty Trade account and a TradeStation futures account. And, you know, honestly, I was just trading like complete buffoon. And then I got with NinjaTrader and was still discretionary trading. And it was just a constant transfer from my Chase checking account into NinjaTrader. Like it was disgusting. And then I finally came to the realization that what I was doing obviously was not working. And, you know, like a lot of you and me and I think most traders, you know, we look online for different types of strategies, different tips, different things that are out there. And, you know, I followed a few trading influencers, I guess you can say, to kind of look at their strategies. And it just never fit with anything. And then finally, I went to a 100% mechanical rule-based strategy systems. And that's when I developed my strategy in gold and in oil. And I also came up with my strategy on the 15-minute Rob reversal, which is on the NQ, that were time-based. So I had a specific 1 hour trading window to trade those strategies in based on my back testing. I had very clear defined rules into my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit. It was all systematic. In fact, they were all automated, and they still are. If you go to my website, you can get those strategies automated for you for NinjaTrader for free. And I traded like that for a good year, probably a year and a half, and I still do. But the beauty of the rules-based strategy was the first thing that I noticed was that the amount of trades that I was taking was reduced by like more than half. So right off the bat, I was noticing that I wasn't paying as much in commissions anymore. You know, I wasn't, my equity curves were nutty like they were previous. And I had no emotion in my trades anymore. I was really emotionless. I mean, obviously you want it to hit your TP, even if it's systematic, but with the automated strategies, where it would take the trade for me once the conditions all came to play, it was emotionless. I honestly didn't even have to be in front of the chart. So that really taught me a lot of discipline in my trading. And then probably about a year and a half ago, I started to, you know, I just started to see these, not patterns, but price action movements in the market. And I started, that's when I came up with just my basic level strategy, my 5 and 15-minute levels, which is the foundational piece of how I trade today. And, you know, I would go in and map out my 5-minute and my 15-minute levels. I got videos on YouTube. They're in the description below. You can go on my website too. There's a video series on, you know, how I trade now. And I started seeing that those levels started getting respected really well. And then I started seeing what wouldn't get respected really well. And I started to refine. And then finally, that's when I posted the video. You know, I started getting funded accounts through, that's when I really started using prop firms, started getting payouts. And they were from just the basic levels trades, which I say is the easiest way to trade my strategy. And then I started to even define it more when I finally put this little beautiful sucker, which is not as beautiful as it is now. It was just a NinjaTrader volume profile tool. Put that up on my screen. And then I started noticing something really surprising, was that, you know, wherever I would map out, you know, let's just say this is not a level here, but just for demonstration purposes, you know, let's say I got a 15-minute level here. So I'll map that out as a 15-minute level. And then what I would notice is if it would coincide with high volume peaks. Okay, so let's say somewhere closer to like around there. This is just for an example's sake. This is not a 15-minute level here, guys. So just doing this as a teaching moment. I would notice that the areas that had super high volume were the areas that my levels were even getting respected even further. And then I would see that the 15-minute level would get respected more than the 5-minute level. And it was just it was things I just would stumble upon and then, you know, look at and then say, well, shit, that makes total sense, you know, to me. And now I understand why these levels are getting respected so well. You know, I've got very clear mechanical rules. I want to see a break of structure on the 5 or the 15-minute levels. I have an exact placement of my levels in the candlesticks areas that, you know, I go over in my videos. And I'm also looking for no wicks to come back into that level on the move out, so that I know that move was a very impulsive move. And shit, I've been talking and I just totally missed the IB play here. It's 9:37. Come on, guys. You guys got to give me a little heads up here. Oh, I say that, and Greg did give me a heads up. Sorry, man. I started chatting too much. Hold on here. Let's get the IB. Oh, well, yeah, we haven't touched into it yet. IB's at the 25,952. IB looks very strong right now with resting limit orders. Let's get rid of this line for right now. Let's get into trading mode here. I don't have it on yet. Let's see, what did I say it's at? 952. Just so I don't have to turn it on here. All right, so that's our IB set. Yeah, so a really good amount of liquidity sitting at the 950s. And really the only thing I see above it, them wanting to target, would be the 960s, which kind of gives us a decent little 15-point buffer there. So I'll mark this off as a possible area that they might want us. What the hell is that? It's supposed to be a circle. Oh, that's weird. Weird little circle. Doesn't want to draw anything there. I don't like that. All right, so again, on my initial balance play, what I'm looking for is price action to obviously, and just so you guys understand, the initial balance is the first hour in the market. Has the highest volume area in the market in the entire 24 hours of trading. So it's a very established area where you're going to get natural stops, especially here. We've got almost a triple bottom here at the bottom. So natural area for people betting on the longs, put their stops here at the bottom. So it's always going to be a high volume area, a good liquidity area, which is why it fits well into my volume-based strategy. And then what I'm looking for is two different entry methods. You could either do a resting limit order at your IB, which is going to be your lowest probability, as long, setting it with a 15-minute stop and a 15-minute take profit. 15-point stop, 15-point take profit. The way I trade it is I will then move into my footprint charts, and I will wait for a footprint confirmation, which is very simply put, I would be waiting for a footprint candle, which is the same candle that we see on a candlestick pattern, but this is just on a range chart. Tap into the initial balance high, and all I'm waiting for is a red footprint candle with positive delta. Not negative delta, but positive delta. And that is my entry confirmation on my footprint charts. And then from wherever my entry is, I'm pretty much 1-to-1 targeting 15 points, giving myself a 15-point stop loss as well. So that's that. But yeah, getting back to the volume profile, I noticed that once I started to incorporate the volume profile into my levels, that my win rate, which was already good, was probably, in the 70% range with good risk to reward. It just increased dramatically. And then, I started to map out areas that only fit the volume profile with my levels. And then, I had Bookmap. I had a subscription to Bookmap, and I had that up on my screen for about 2 or 3 months. And always looking at it, but never could really make any sense out of it, and didn't see how it could really help me. And then I started figuring out, I'm like, okay, well, now it's almost like triple confirmation. I've got a level that I know is unbalanced, meaning that nothing has tapped into it. It's break of structure. It was an impulsive move. So step 1, check. 2, it was in an area on the volume profile that had high liquidity. Check. 3, once price action came back and made the U-turn to get back into that level, I would look at Bookmap level 2 to get confirmation that that level that I had predefined was now lighting up like a Christmas tree on Bookmap. That also gave me confirmation to say, okay, all 3 things here are go, the level's strong, the liquidity's good, and that would give me all the confidence in the world to take the trade. And then even that I refined the process even further with these little beautiful guys. These have been just fantastic, because I've always said if I had a I figured all the everything else out. I've got the level, I've got the entry, I've got my targets, I got everything. If I could just get some kind of confirmation entry as well, you know, that would, to me, just complete the strategy. And that's what these footprint candles did for me. And pretty much everything that I went over in the last 10 minutes, I go into about 11 modules in my volume trading masterclass. I think, you know, for a trader that wants to really learn volume and learn, you know, how I trade, I think it's a very, very small but very wise investment. I think there's a lot of value in there. And so far the feedback, it only came out, I started January 1st. The feedback so far has been really good. So that's the story, the evolution of how I incorporated volume profile and how personally I think it's the only way to trade. I think it's the best way to trade. Obviously, I'm very biased in that scenario, but it is. So it looks like they might come after. They might come after the low here, huh? 841.50. Let's see. 841.50. Oh, they're coming in pretty strong. They are coming in pretty strong here. 850s. So they got a little bit bigger targets down here. They got the 25 that they can go for. Not happy about that. I don't know. I got to see something really good here. Let's see what the market gives us. That was a huge head fake there. I thought we were still going for to the top, but my initial thought process that there was just a lot more liquidity sitting at the bottom turned out to be pretty spot on there. But let's see. I mean, they got to tap in here. That's all right. There's the tap. No confirmation. It looks like they went right after that. No confirmation. No confirmation. Looks like they wanted to tap into those 825s. That's why we marked that up. Okay. Good non-trade. See, and again, this is where the footprint, not only is it my entry confirmation, but it's also what will get me out of a bad trade. No footprint confirmation on the lower footprint or on the higher footprint. So to me, that was a beautiful thing. And this also worried me. We didn't have this to the upside. So the IB high didn't have this play that was already 16 points to the downside, you know. They already had a very big area of liquidity that was sitting right here, which I could delete now. I could delete this guy. That's another area that they might be coming after. Get rid of that as well. Back here. I guess I could have left this line here. This is another area that they were going to probably come after. All right, well, let's see now. Let's see. Now they're getting closer to an area of interest for me. And it looks like they did leave a little pocket here. It looks like they might have balanced out a little bit of it. Let's see what this looks like. That's pretty. This does not look A+. This looks very sweepy to me right here. Very sweepy right here. Where they could want to tag that in. This is where you're going to see the reactions for sure. So my reactionary point would be right here. But this looks very sweepy. Not super clean. Let's just mark this up here. Could see a reactionary point here at the 893s. I'm just very worried about this sweep right here. There's a nice chunk of unbalanced volume sitting right above this, and I do not want to be liquidity. But a natural area to get a good reaction to, for sure. We'll see. This could be interesting for me, actually. It's first, at least decent setup from 8:30 in the morning this morning. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this IB low indicator just to clean up my chart here a little bit. Kind of got OCD when it comes to these things. Obviously, we still have this area down here at the 800s that provide the market some liquidity. Gold's not doing anything. ES is approaching our area, but still I think has a way to go. Most likely when the NQ starts to get around this area that I'm interested in, the ES will probably be around the same spot as well. All right, sit and wait here. Be right back. So, Coach Cleats, do you manage the auto trades, or do you excuse me, sorry about that, or do you let them go win or loss? Are you talking about my mechanical strategies? Those I absolutely never will close out early. I let them go to either stop or take profit. My thinking, and those are all 1-to-1 risk to reward. So my thinking on that is, if I'm willing to let it go to my stop loss, I have to be willing to let it go to my TP on the mechanical strategies. Now on the discretionary, smaller discretionary side, because there's still a lot of rules into this style of trading that I do with volume. The TPs are a little bit more dynamic, because if I see an area that was left below my targets that's unbalanced, then that might give me indication that, okay, one, I feel very confident about TP2 getting hit, and then number three, it might even give me an opportunity to go for a longer target. Vice versa, if a price action comes here, it starts hanging around at TP2, which is going to be based on the strategy. My TPs are also areas that you will see reactions to. There's a reason for that. And if I see it, completely balancing out a level 2 or a TP2, then that might give me the dynamic TP of targeting TP1 only. So that kind of gives me some discretion there. But on the mechanical strategies, you can't. I mean, the second you do that, it's not mechanical anymore. It's not a rule-based strategy, because, and it happens many times where I'm a tick away from my 35 tick take profit on gold, and it'll reverse all the way back up and knock me out. Vice versa, you can have it a tick or two from your stop loss and then reverse all the way back down and take out your TPs. It's not one day of trading, it's not a week, it's not a month, it's many months to years of trading the same strategy. As long as there's an edge there, as long as you're back testing and your results still show that the edge is still there, you kind of have to stick to those rules, or it's not really a rule-based strategy any longer. Lead 6334, you had a question about PayPal. Send me an email. Email me to traderrob@robstrades.com. There you go. You can send me an email. Just let me know you're interested in the volume masterclass, and I'll get it figured out for you. It almost practically tapped into the 800s. Missed it by a point or two, but at least the market's got some volatility right now. Let's see if it can continue. Oh, shit. That came in strong. No footprint there yet. I don't know. I didn't even get a chance to look. I don't think we got a footprint confirmation yet. We did not get to our entry area, so let's see. That was violent. That came really quick. Let's see what happens here. 900s are coming in pretty strong. Pretty strong delta here. Let's see. Remember, you got to get a footprint confirmation or a candle confirmation here, especially at that 25, 912 area. It could be very sweepy. And they did leave the 841s unbalanced. So that's a bigger target. Those of you that have the stomach for it. Huh. If this closes red, this would be a decent footprint confirmation. Let's see. I would love to see it tap. Because we still got good positive delta here. The problem is if it taps, it might not give us the confirmation just based on how much delta is right there. I think that's close enough here that if this closes red with the positive delta, oh, well, this is gonna stink. So no footprint confirmation on the lower yet. Come on, positive delta, let's go. All right, now let's slow down here and let's flip this guy red. Let's flip him red here. Nothing yet. I guess you could say you had a footprint confirmation on this on the lower time frame. Small one. I'm just a little worried about that sweep at the top, so I'd rather get this confirmation right here. Come on, don't sweep. Don't sweep. You got the 841s down there that, you know, you can close out some stuff. Don't sweep. That might have been the opportunity, right? Well, not my opportunity, but could have been the opportunity to get a good flip there. Now at this point, I'd almost want them to actually sweep the 12s and then possibly look for a short coming back into this area down to the downside. Because I don't think this candle's going to give us a flip here. Even though you did get one right here on the lower, but that's just way too risky. I think you got to be on the higher one here. Let's be patient. If this would have been already an A+ setup, I would have been in this trade a while back already. Just on the lower. Let's see. And I really don't care if it sweeps here. I'm actually would be more inclined to do it now at this point, unless they're going to protect that high there. We'll see. So even if this was to close as a red footprint candle, the negative delta is not a confirmation for me. I would want to see positive delta. That's why if this candle right here, if this would have flipped red with that much positive delta, that would have been a absolute beauty of a setup for me. Again, this is just comes with patience and okay, that was a sweep right there. Let's see now how this reacts. Let's see how this reacts. Good positive delta. Let's flip this guy red. Let's flip him. I'd be targeting 15 points. Take profit, 15 point stop. Okay, delta dropped off there a little bit. Not the greatest thing in the world. Like to see that delta a little bit higher. Still nothing. So if they want to tap into some more, what do they got above it? The 925s? All right, so they got right here that they like. Don't think they need to do that, make that move right now, though. Well, let's go. Okay, staying patient here. They may want to sweep the 925s. Let's see. They left a really healthy amount of unbalanced volumes at the 25.841, which I know is a 70 point move, but that would be a realistic target, to be honest with you. I know, as unrealistic as it sounds. Where are we at to the IB? Where did my IB go? Why is my IB not shit? Let me go back here. I stay right here. A real easy target here would be the 900s, but that's not enough. That's not going to give us enough. They actually got to break through that. So delta is now negative, so this would not be a confirmation for me yet. Sorry guys, I know every time I click over the market order, it previews my ATM strategy, so I know it I could turn that off, but I think it also is nice to see what the targets are. Okay, good positive delta now. We close this red. I will take a short. As of right now, positive delta. Looks like the NQ kind of ran out of steam here, though. A lot of positive delta coming in. Let's see if they can flip it. All right, I'm in. Stop right there. Pretty much target where my TP1 is, it would be at. Let's see. It's good footprint confirmation. So for me, I had all my rules in place there. Now I'd like to see a pretty strong reaction here, though. Pretty strong reaction. Don't goof around here. Looks like they're going to goof around with my stoppy. Let's see here. Let's move this guy to the side. Let's see if it gives us any strength here. No. Looks like they might be going after the 925s. Come on. Come on, you can still flip. Come on. Come on. Flip it. Go. Let's see some sellers step in here, man. Let's go. So the only thing right now that's going to give me some resistance is going to be the 890s right here, which would be about 8 points. I just think I want a little bit more than that. We'll see. Definitely not getting the reaction though that I would like to see. I like usually quick resolutions to these trades. Let's see. Okay, so the 900s got to get through the 900s here. We just went through a big pocket there. If we could break through that, TP is going to be in sight for sure. Let's go. Just get through it. We got to the 898s. We got pretty much right back to our entry. So let's see if the bulls here, if the buyers here got strong at the 900s, which is a possibility. If we can muscle through this, I think TP is going to be on our on the horizon here. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. No, don't do that. That's not the side we want you to go. They definitely got the 925s. It's very interesting for them. There's very little resistance to get up there. But let's see. Going to break even or not? Break even or not? So they retested the same area again. Let's see who's stronger here. Come on. Come on, you gotta have the will, buddy. Gotta have the will. Let's go. So show the strength here. Tempted to go to break even here. Just feel like I need to give this trade just a little bit more room. Let's go. Took break even. Yeah, that's probably a good I like to see one push and I go to break even. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. There you go. Let's go. 15 pointers. Let's go. That's what patience is all about here. That took a shit ton amount of patience, but found the exact thing that I was looking for. The sweep, I said I was careful with the sweep right here at the 12s. Got my footprint confirmation. Knocked that one out of the park. Let's go. Hit the like on the stream, guys. Boom, that's right. Let's go, let's go. And right to the TP1 too. These 925s are looking very, very adventurous for them. Whew. Man, it seems like that has been one of my longest NQ trades in a while. 15 points. Did reduce my position size here a little bit just because I was an A+. I went 3 contracts instead of 4. But I am still happy as a goose. Let's go. It's the 60, Morgan. 15 points. All right, YouTube, with that, man, that my excitement level, I got a little bit excited on that trade. Did not get nervous, even though I think we came, what did we come? A tick from my stop being hit? My stop was resting right at the top of this at the 960. That was exactly one tick off for my stop. My only nervousness on that trade was we took a lot of the defense out here, and we had the 925 still in the sights, which is going to be probably the next target that the market goes for right about now. But still super happy with that trade. Up almost 900 for the day, so I think we're on about a 5 or 6. I'm not even gonna say it, but let's just go. All right, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I would surely appreciate it. For those of you that are in my Signal group, remember we've got our members Q&A session tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. If you are a VIP stream member through YouTube, you can just go onto YouTube and you'll see the private video there that you'll be able to access. For all my Signal members, you can access it on the portal service. So look forward to that. I'll have a cocktail ready for that. Hopefully we get some good questions and we have some good things to talk about. If you guys are in the green, try to stay in the green. If you are in the red, take one more trade possibly to get yourself into the green. If you're flat's okay too. I will see you guys here tomorrow at 8:30 at Market Open. Have a great one, guys.